The reality never lives up to the fantasy. That's one of my favorite sayings. The reality never lives up to the fantasy. And I hope you watch this video and benefit from it. I know you got a lot of other things you could be doing besides watching this video, but hear me out now. One of my most sarcastic quotes is, "I've given up my search for reality and now I'm looking for a great fantasy I can believe in." Somebody smarter than me said that and a lot more cynical than I am. I've given up my search for the truth and now I'm just looking for some great fantasy to believe in. Hey, look, the market for the truth is thin. The reality never lives up to the fantasy, but I've got some important things to tell you about this. Hey, but just for watching this video, let me offer you my very favorite book. It's called Ruthless Marketing Attack. I'm looking for joint venture business partners. This has got 34 chapters, shows you how I've turned hundreds of dollars into millions of dollars. It's yours absolutely free just by clicking on the link on this page if you're not watching on YouTube, or if you are watching on YouTube, or you can just go to my website. It's www.heytj.net. That's www.heytj, that's my name, TJ Rohleder, so it's heytj.net. So let me give you this book plus a special surprise gift that will blow you away. And now let's talk about the reality never living up to the fantasy. I've always had a vivid imagination. Ever since I was a little tiny kid, I was daydreaming in school. You know, even when I was in kindergarten, I was always lost in my own little world. And still am lost in my own little world. I've got a very, very, very vivid imagination that I've worked on for the last 50-some years. And I like to fantasize. And don't think it's all just about sex either, because that's not true. I fantasize about business a lot of times. I've never fantasized about sex ever, not even one time. No, I've got a very active imagination. And so about a handful of years ago, I realized something. Maybe I'm just, the truth really does penetrate slowly for me. But I realized that all my fantasies have one thing in common. And I kind of laughed when I realized this, but I think other people are like this too. So if you check this out for yourself, see if this applies to you. But all my fantasies had one thing in common. In my fantasies, no matter what they were about, and again, I do fantasize about business a lot. I'm always fantasizing. For instance, what is the perfect business? That's what I'm always fantasizing about. And in regards to this video, that's my reference point. What is the perfect business? All my fantasies have the one thing in common, that there's never any problems. In my fantasies, everything is going perfect all the time. It's just success is coming easy. The money's flowing in. The people are all there to serve me. Everything's fun. Everything's great. It's just so beautiful. It's paradise, whatever. There are never any problems. And that's why it is a fantasy. Because especially with business, and this applies to other fantasies too, but come on, the reality's never going to live up to that. Business is just one problem after another. And business is solving problems, in fact. We get paid as entrepreneurs, we get paid to solve problems. That's what we do. And we're solving new problems every day. Some days it's a new problem. It seems like every few minutes there's a new problem to solve. So we get paid to solve problems. Business is problem solving. Management is problem solving. Life is problems. Life is a continual, never-ending series of one problem after another. And the reason why their reality will never live up to the fantasy, because no matter how great of a business it is, and there are better businesses. There are some businesses that where the good far outweighs the bad. And but if there's no perfect business. And the reason the fantasy never lives up, or the reality never lives up to the fantasy, is because there's always going to be problems, obstacles, setbacks, adversities, struggles, disappointments. Come on, whenever you're dealing with people, you're going to end up with people problems. That's just the way it is. And business is people. It's all about relationships. And so here's my point. Well, okay, now I've got somebody that I love dearly. I won't mention them by name. Family member, close family member, someone I love dearly. They're just now getting in the real estate business. And so I'm helping to the best of my ability. I'm offering advice, and we're talking, and I'm an entrepreneur for the last 30 some years. So I'm trying to impart wisdom, and we're talking business. And, you know, real estate is a super fantasy business. Commissions are big. You know, it's got that prestige that goes along with it. You know, you're always going to important events and stuff that are connected with the city, and you know, you're constantly meeting people and going to lunches and showing houses. You're always on the go. It's a real fantasy business. And yet, there is an expert that I admire who says that 90% of all new real estate agents never even sell one piece of property. Now, I tried to look that up to see if that's true, and I couldn't find his reference, but he is somebody I respect. And maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but I'll bet you what is true is that if 90% never even sell one piece of property, if that's not true, I'll bet it's still high 80s or 85% or something like that, because I'm watching this close family member, someone I love dearly. I'm watching them now go through all the struggles, you know, just getting your license and stuff, and then developing a client base, and in the meantime, you've got bills to pay, you've got a family in a lot of cases. You know, real life gets in the way, and after, you know, with enough, people run into enough obstacles and headaches and hassles and all those other things I talked about: pain, disappointment, suffering, adversities, setbacks of all kinds, and they just say, screw it, man. They give up way too soon. They don't push through. So, yes, the reality will never live up to the fantasy, but still, it's good to fantasize, and it's good to think about more perfect business models, and that will lead you to discovering businesses that are better than others. You know, where you're not just getting I know I'm going way over time now. I'm going way over time, but look, I am looking for joint venture business partners. I hope you benefited from something I said on this video. Just because the reality never lives up to the fantasy doesn't mean you should quit fantasizing. I got these crazy dogs here distracting me. They want attention all the time. I'm looking for good joint venture business partners, and go to my website at heytj.net. That's www.heytj.net, or click the link on this page if you're not watching on YouTube. Let me send you my favorite book, Ruthless Marketing Attack, and hope something I've said on this video will help. There is no such thing as a problem-free life. All the fantasies are just about some perfect world where there's never any problems. That will never exist. The real secret is your ability to handle problems. True confidence comes from handling things, not having things, and your ability as a problem solver. Entrepreneurs get paid to solve problems. So I hope something I've said. I know I'm rambling. I've got to go right now. I've got to let you go. Reach out to me at heytj.net. or click the link on this page, and thank you. Bye for now.